that up. And a spoon. You see I've got a small space to work with most of it. I even built this little table just for the purpose of doing this demo. Put a little yogurt dressing in the wrap it up. Now because I'm a personal trainer, I spend a lot of time with clients, so I don't really sit down to have meals. I eat in between client sessions. I eat about 5. Mini meals like this work perfect for me. That's really good. So I hope you'll try that one. And that's one of my dishes. Of course, I want to make sure we practice good hand washing technique. You know, and one way to tell if you're washing your hands long enough is to sing 2 choruses a day. When I'm on your show, I can sing it. Now they're going to make, because I opened them, and cabbage is really rich in vitamin C. And vitamin C is very susceptible to oxidation. It means once you cut 2 vegetables and fruits that are rich in C, they start to break down quickly and can turn brown. The thing though is vitamin C works as a powerful antioxidant in your body, so the more you can get. Cabbage, and I'm going to make one of my favorite slaws. I love slaws because you can make them sweet or savory, so they can go as a side dish with any meal or as a snack or mini meal. And so I often use this dish just as like something to help fill the gap in between meals, or especially if I'm craving something sweet and I don't feel bad, I feel good about what I've created because I get all these wonderful antioxidant rich fruits and vegetables in my diet. So I have an apple that I did a small dice with, and I like to use different cutting techniques in my recipes because I like the different textures that you get when you bite into things as opposed to being all the same. So you get the nice bite of the apple and the crispiness of the cabbage, and they're different bite, different textures. And then for this we're also going to make a yogurt dressing. I'm running out of room here. And so with my yogurt dressing, it's very simple. It's just yogurt and the juice, which I actually put on the apple. So I use a little bit of orange juice or whatever citrus fruit you have, you can use in your dressing. But since I had cut my apples up ahead of time, I wanted to add that citrus to the fruit so that it wouldn't brown. So vitamin C also helps protect certain things from browning. Okay, so just mix that up and then toss it with the cabbage. Now I also eat this salad with some walnuts and sometimes some ground flaxseed as well as raisins, but I usually add each of those at the time that I'm ready to eat it, because otherwise the flaxseed, once it's ground and mixed with something moist, it gets kind of gelatinous, which is good. It actually works that way in your body, but it doesn't look as good in your recipe if you let it set too long, so I like to add it at the end. Plus, those omega-3 fats that we get from those flaxseed are very susceptible to oxidation, so the longer you can wait to kind of add it to your dish and keep it protected, the better. And then the ground walnuts, also a good source of omega-3 fats. And so I'm just going to take out a little portion here. And then because we didn't have anything purple in today's meal plan so far, I'm going to add some raisins with my walnuts. So again, it's just kind of like dessert. It's sweet and crunchy and very satisfying. It's wonderful. It's so good. Now, one last thing I had was, I had this big sweet potato that I cut up, and I don't want to put it back because I already peeled it. So I took some sweet potato from my previous recipe, I cubed it, and mashed it up. I'm still chewing. So we're going to add just a cup of sweet potatoes mashed, which actually it's 2 cups of cubed sweet potato before you cook it and about a cup mashed after. And then I'm adding a half a cup of just plain yogurt. Now because sweet potatoes are rich in those beta-carotene carotenoids, well, that's a type of vitamin A, and vitamin A is a fat-soluble vitamin. And so in order to absorb fat-soluble vitamins properly so your body gets the most use out of them, you want to add fat to that meal. So if I was just going to eat the sweet potatoes with the yogurt as a mini meal, like I often do, I would also add some walnuts. Now also to this recipe I'm adding a mixture of cinnamon and nutmeg, but you could use pumpkin pie spice as well. And then I'm going to add some honey for sweetness. Although the sweet potatoes, I often do this with pumpkin, which is unsweetened when I buy the canned pumpkin. But sweet potatoes are much sweeter on their own, so you don't need a lot, but I'd say about a tablespoon or two. Kind of use your judgment and taste as you go. The one nice thing about all these recipes too, like the veggie patties, is because I didn't use egg in them, you can actually taste them as you're creating the recipe, and then you can adjust your seasonings. Whereas if you used egg, it may not be so safe to taste it before you cook it, and then it's too late. Although the dressing can always make a difference. So, okay, so I already had some pre-made, and again I need a spoon. Just a little topping of walnuts for that extra crunch. This would also make a great little parfait if you want to do parfait with yogurt and maybe some fruit. Oh my god. That's my favorite. I love pumpkin pie. I make pumpkin shakes. Any excuse I can get, I will use pumpkin. So it's nice to know that sweet potatoes make a comparable substitute, maybe even a little better, like I said, because they're sweeter. So there you go. I really hope that you enjoyed my recipes and I showed you that, hey, I can cook. And I'll see you on your show. Thank you.